I want the real stuff, everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one, working hella hard until I get just what I want. Yeah, rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I fall. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all the art, it's my only medicine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the HCK versus NTG League Showdown is taking it to the Kings Royal at Eldora. Messed it up already. Anyways, tonight Richard may be joining us later on tonight. He's preoccupied right now, so you get to stick with me for the next 30 laps when we run through this feature. We have got a field of 12, so unfortunately for some of the drivers, everybody will be on the feature tonight. Nobody is going home tonight. Mr. Bojangles, yo, what's going on out there, brother? Appreciate the heart yoga. I can't do yoga though. I give you some heart though. All right, now we're going to ride with the 90 of Max Stephenson. Seems to be a newcomer out here on the track. Not too familiar with him, how he is, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find out. Load up a couple of cameras here. Get us a little bit better views. We've got about 2 minutes before we take it hot, so right now HCK has got the lead 3-0. But NTG is hoping to break the 3-0 curse that they've got right now. So it's going to be interesting to see who is bringing it. The one to really watch is going to be Cal Tupperfield. But I have heard Joe Robert and Mark Collins are doing pretty good as they're putting down a 14-8-3. Y'all just bear with me. My cameras did not save, so we're going to reset them. I'm going to show up all that fancy work that I have to do. But it is discouraging to set the cameras up and they not save. But it looks like we've got Richard is going to be up here shortly. I think he had to make a bear run up to the concession stand and get him some of those tater tots they've got out here.
Yeah.
There you go. You made it. Pretty long line over there.
Make it on time.
Pretty long line at the concession stand.
Oh yeah. They were out of my monster, so I made them go get some.
Oh yeah. Well, you got here just in time for the qualifying to start, along with the 12-13 we got out there right now. That's hopefully going to see NTG take a shot at taking the lead back. But you know what, Richard, HCK's pretty much been spanking them like a redheaded stepchild. No offense if anybody's redheaded and a stepchild.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3-0 right now, but they do have enough time. If NTG can get a win here tonight, you know, that will, you know, make it 3-1, and they will have enough time to catch up and, you know, get some of those points back. Excuse me. Just going back and let's look at the schedule here. Let's see, we are at Eldora tonight, so, you know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more, eight races after this, and, you know, that's enough races that they can make it up. You know, they have the time. If they can get the practice in, figure out these cars, you know, it won't take much to actually take that lead.
No, it won't take much, but you know they've got 8 races left, I believe you said, right?
Yes, after this one,
Right.
they have
So after
8
this
races.
one, we've got 8 races left. HCK has took a 3-0 commanding lead, so NTG is going to have to pick up at least 4 pretty strong. This one tonight is a definite because you don't want to go about 3/4 or a quarter of the way down 0-4.
No, you definitely don't want to do that. 0-4 is definitely going to be hard to come back from, um, and then you have absolutely no room for mistakes. So hopefully they can get something figured out and get some of those points back, and make it a close race
We got
or a close
some,
battle.
yeah, we got some NTG out there already. We got Mr. Bojangles who dropped in tonight, and the fight I'm going to want to see is going to be between Max, Cal, and Joe Roberts.
Joe Roberts has been been pretty strong on the dirt, but there's a few other ones out there that are pretty good also. I believe Sean, uh, dang, I can't remember his last name. The Tasmanian Devil. He's from Australia. He was a very, very good competitor. Couple weeks ago, he won his first race here. Kale is another heavy hitter, and last week's winner.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, when I think of dirt track, man, I think of beer. Beer and tater tots, man. And I seen this place has got some awesome tater tots. I mean, you're called the King Royal, so you got to have something.
Tater tots. I love tater tots, but when I think of dirt track, I think of a good old corn dog.
Foot long corn dogs, some cheese, chili, sprinkled onions on it.
Oh, you just killed it right there. I
No,
don't do
man,
onions.
no. You gotta have the good big sliced, threaded onions.
Oh, that's nasty.
A little bit of relish, some hot sauce, and you know what else you need to go with it? A beer. You gotta have a beer at the dirt track.
All right, I think qualifying's over.
Yeah, qualifying is wrapped up, and it's not the stream's dragging. There it is. I thought the stream was dragging just a little bit, but it wasn't. See, onions, Mr. Bojangle knows. But he also has good chicken. Bojangles chicken.
No.
Yes.
Bojangles biscuits are
Biscuits,
the
chicken.
best.
Yes, there we go.
The country ham biscuit, you can get it all day. It's freaking great.
Well, I tell you what, you know what? We got a couple minutes, and let's see who we got out there. Let's see. Let's drag up Mr. Mark Collins. See how he's feeling tonight. He's had a pretty good time. He's sitting in fifth, so I mean he's gonna be sitting on the outside, and that's a good line you want to actually have is out there on the outside line. But I rode some of it today. Outside, dive in, roll it, and floor it coming out.
Well, they are gritting in for their first heat.
They must have skipped through it, so we ain't gonna pester them. And I want to give a big shout out to Donnie coming up with a follow, and Logan Nader. I'm willing to bet Donnie is somehow related to Kel.
How'd you guess that?
I don't know, just a piss in the wind and a prayer, living on a prayer.
All right, so tonight's lineup is going to be Josh Bittner, Max Stevenson, Mark Collins, Seth Holly, Michael Hicks, and Gregory Turner. All out there on the track right now. So 6 in for this first heat.
Well, I'm gonna tell you on this heat right here, I'm gonna watch out for Max Stevenson, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Josh Bittner that don't put out a good showing. And Bittner's riding with NTG, so.
And this is his first debut race. That name has not been in here. So, all right. Pace truck lights are off, and we're getting ready to go green now. They have to wait for the green flag to wave before they can put the hammer down. And once the hammer's down, it's all or nothing.
And you know they're sitting there gnawing at the bit, ready to go. They want that pace truck to get out of the way. So that 84 and that 90 looks like they're ready to go.
And the pace truck's off, and the green flag is out. 84 got a really good jump. The 90 must have been sleeping just a little bit, but the 90's going to fight right back on the inside. As they come out of turn 2, 90 has command. You see the 84 riding a little bit higher than the 90. And don't look now, but Mark Collins is taking over that third spot with Seth Holly fighting it out for that third place. Seth Holly on the bottom as they come out of the corner, but Mark Collins is going to fight right back on the outside.
Yeah, right now around with Josh Bittner, you can see he's running up on the high side and holding it pretty good. But you know what? He's losing time. Because that high side, it will work, but you want to take more of a shallow entrance. Put those seconds out.
Yeah, the top four pretty much running in a line with a pretty good distance between first and second, and a good distance between second and third. But Mark Collins and they almost touched. Seth Holly and Mark Collins almost touched going into the turn 3. But they definitely stay off of each other because you don't want to wreck each other out. That's basically your team.
Yeah, that's something you don't want. You don't want to wreck your teammate. So I mean.
But that is the closest battle on the track, and it is a heated battle as we only have 3 laps to go. 2 as we come to the line. Here they go coming into turn 3 and 4. It's still a Mark Collins show for that third position. Seth Holly is trying to utilize that low line, but the low line is just not working as good as that middle line.
Yeah, if you're gonna use that low line like that, you gotta be able to keep that wheel straight to get that speed coming up.
And we are on our final lap, and it looks like it's gonna be a Stevenson show. Josh Bittner, Mark Collins, and Seth Holly.
I want to give it shouts right there to Seth. He took it on the inside pretty good. And that's really where you want to put that wheel. Right there, about a couple feet off of the inside. So, heat 1, that pretty much just wrapped that one up.
And PP Mac G 420 gave us a follow. We appreciate that. And he said, let's go 84 Bittner.
We got a Bittner fan out there. Well, heat 1, you had Max Stevenson take it. So he is going to get him front row view of the heat coming up later on.
Well, second heat is about to take away, and that's going to be Cale Tuberville in first, Andrew Hensley in second, Joe Roberts third, Austin Johnson, that is a new name, is going to be fourth, Derek Welch is in fifth, and Brian Skidmore is in sixth.
Yeah, we don't want to forget tonight that the race is sponsored by RC Cheflin Raceway down in Florida. So they do some pretty good slot track racing. So this field here, who are we looking at? Who do you think where the fight's going to be at? I'm going with Kel and Joe.
You know what, Andrew Hensley is, showing a little bit of speed in that number 24, and I know he does have some fans out there. So we're gonna go with Hensley. I'm gonna say Hensley.
Mr. Bojangles out there is saying Welch has got it. This devil, the JRL fan club leader.
All right, pace truck is off, and we are about to go green. Let's see who is sleeping on the start, and then let's see who is not. Cale Tuberville on the inside. Oh, he's blinking in and out. But Andrew Hensley is back. Joe Roberts, real quick, fast move to the second position, and my pick for the race is flashing in and out. That number 24 of Andrew Hensley.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, you got a good battle between Andrew and Austin going on right now. As they started to kind of spread out a little bit. I think the flashing might have scared just a little bit.
Joe Roberts right in the second place. He has a good exit off, but just not a good entry. He loses time on the entry and gains time on the exit. So will he have enough time to get there with only 5 laps to go? Andrew Hensley hanging on to that 3rd position with Austin Johnson trying to make some moves on him, but he's got a mirror full of Derek Welch. Derek Welch within inches of him as they come out of the turn. Well, not inches, but feet as they come out of turn. But, you know, great job by those guys. And it's just a matter of turns before Derek Welch tries to get him out of the way.
Yeah, Welch is trying to put that one Yeti down on the inside, but, I mean, he I don't know. 3 to go, he's got a few places to make.
With 3 to go, Robert has not been able to make any kind of a leadway. So this might be what we're going to see in the heat race, as not a lot of ground has been able to be made up. As we take the final lap, it's going to probably be a Tuberville show with Robert in 2nd, Hensley in 3rd, Johnson possibly in 4th.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to register. Johnson is 4th. Well,
oh, Derek spun it, but it was after the flag.
All right, we've got up to 13. And you don't like onions?
No.
I can get over that. You know, I used not to like them neither. But
Yeah, well, I like a blooming onion, and that's about it.
What? Blooming onions are good.
Blooming onion and onion rings.
Man, you see the fireworks show going right there. This is going to be pretty good. You know, they've got one of the biggest fireworks shows of the dirt track since it pretty much all the way back since the 60s.
No, I did not know that. All right, so we got 12 drivers out gridded up, ready to go. In first, we're going to have a Max Stevenson. Second, we're going to have Cale Tuberville. Third, we're going to have Josh Bittner. Fourth, we're going to have Joe Roberts. Andrew Hensley in 5th. Mark Collins in 6th. Andrew Johnson in 7th. Zeth Holly in 8th. Derek Welch in 9th. 10th, we're going to have Michael Hicks. 11th, we're going to have Gregory Turner. And 12th, we're going to have Ryan Skinner.
Yep, this is going to be a pretty good, well, cars 30 lap shootout.
Well, if it's anything like last week, we did not really have any cautions. It was a quick race, and, you know, everybody was kind of spread out, but still a good race. And that pace truck is going to dive off this lap, and we are about to go for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I saw Eldora on the track, or on the schedule, and I kind of had tears of happiness.
Green's out. Green flag. Green flag.
Well, green flag is out, and Cale Tuberville, he is out and utilizing that high side, and he's going to grab the lead off the second turn. As they go into turn 3 and 4, it's still a side-by-side battle as the bottom line is being used and the top line is being used. You got Josh Bittner and Joe Roberts battling it out side-by-side as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, that battle right there for P3 and 4 is not going to go without not being noticed. As you can see, Joe Roberts trying to make a move on the outside of the 84 of Josh Bittner. So pretty much Max and Cale, they're starting to open up the door the more that Joe and Josh fights for that position. But that's letting Mark Collins and Zeth Holly come into the picture back there, Richard.
Yeah, absolutely. The more they battle side by side, and there was a couple of close calls where they almost touched for pretty much wheel to wheel, and you definitely don't want to do that because that right rear tire or left rear tire will send you flying. We've seen it before, but here comes Zeth Holly. He is going to be working on the back of Josh Bittner. Zeth Holly has found a little bit of speed in the line he is running, and he almost touches to the back push bars of that race car. And but he checks up and backs off, and that's going to allow Mark Collins to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, Mark's starting to close it down just a little bit. As you can see, we're riding on the backside of with Seth Holly. As you can see, he's inching up closer and closer, and he's moving a whole lot more on the inside. So,
Well, the battle up front is still within 0.2 seconds of each other. They are riding the same line. Makes you wonder if they have been practicing with each other. But yeah, they're running the same exact line, almost the same exact times.
yeah, and you can see the front four. They're starting everybody settle in, and you pretty much got Zed sitting there in the P5, and it don't look like Mark's really gaining much on him. So he's about 50 seconds back behind him.
Well, back here in the 7th position, you got Derek Welch. Are trying to work on Austin Johnson. He makes up a little bit of ground, and then he loses a little bit of ground. And 3 and 4 looks like Austin Johnson is a little bit better than Derek Welch, but 1 and 2, it looks like Derek is able to close the gap just a little bit.
Yeah, Stevenson and Turbo, they're pretty much starting to break away from everybody. So Kale's making some moves, and he's not really gaining, but he's not really losing. He's staying pretty consistent. So that entrance he's got, he drops about 5 seconds, and then he'll gain the 5 seconds coming out of it. So I mean, it's back and forth. He's got to find some way to capitalize on that.
Well, still watching this battle back here between Derek Welch and Austin Johnson. It is pretty much the closest battle on the track. Derek is still trying to figure out a faster line as he moves up almost all the way up to the high side. He gets a little momentum off the corner. I think he's going to try the inside here. He's going to try the slide. He can get door to door. A little bit of wiggle from Johnson. They almost touch, and Derek's able to take that position away from Austin Johnson.
Yeah, just because he gets it don't mean he's going to hold on to it. Because if you can get the momentum going, you can easily take that position back quick in a hurry.
Well, it looks like Joe Roberts has tracked down the leader, or the second place, just a little bit. He has closed the gap, but Bittner is not that far away. So these guys have closed the gap just a little bit. We could be, with 14 to go, they do have enough time to get to the front and try to make some moves.
Yeah, their times are staying real close. You know, I'm just watching Kale. Every now and then he'll break down to less than 30 seconds, or 3,000ths of a second. 300ths of a second. Behind him.
Joe was trying to utilize that low line and lost a lot of ground, and that closed up the gap between him and Josh Bittner in that 4th position. So he definitely wants to stay off of that low line. Not a lot of speed down there.
Yeah, if you're going to run that low line, you've got to have the high entrance going into it so you can actually make that momentum.
And the caution is out. Looks like Michael Hicks crashed right in front of the leaders. He was on his side, so he had to tow it real quick. So that's going to change the dynamics of this race, as this is our first caution of the night with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, it looks like he may have just had a little too much slide in it, and that back end may have just kicked away from him.
Mr. Bojangles.
Yeah, you're seeing it looks like he just ain't seen really what happened yet. So he may have just lost it. Oh yeah, he got a bad turn going in and caught the Wonder Bread car and just spun it around and locked it up somehow and just teeter-totted over.
All right, first caution of the night. And it looks like Gregory Turner had to go into the pits, maybe get some damage repaired. He's going to catch up to the back end of the field. So everybody is grouped back up with 10 laps to go. What do you think we're going to see there, Jeremy?
If it's anything like we've been seeing, we're going to see Stevenson pretty much just open up the door. But you know what? Joe Robert is not far enough back where he don't have to make up too much time like he did on the earlier.
Well, it looks like they're going to do a single file restart. And the 90 is going to have control of the field so he can go whenever he feels like he needs to go. And the green flag is out. He actually waited. Oh, Joe Roberts gets out of shape real fast. Right off the start, Joe Roberts was out of shape, and that's going to... Oh, the 76 is having a problem. So not a good restart from these guys. And there is the caution.
They talk about it. They say it, Richard. Cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, Austin Johnson, I guess he was having a little bit of problems on that restart.
You can just hear the popping of those motors as they're cooling off. I mean, that is one of the greatest sounds you can ever hear.
The 12 went for a ride of a lifetime. And I don't know, go ride with the 12 on the replay on that.
Well, let's just do it. We got a couple laps. See if we can get on a good camera here. Yes. Somebody, good God almighty, did anybody count the barrel rolls?
All right, so I'm gonna go back and take a look at that restart. Try to figure out what exactly happened to Joe on that restart.
He may have just had a bad shifting gears.
Be first.
Oh, he caught the left rear of the 64.
I'm not sure.
So he caught the left rear and it sent him sideways.
They needed to wave around.
So that's what happened to Joe on that restart. All right, so Andrew Hensley is showing that he is the leader, but
showing him one lap down.
I don't believe that's right.
I don't know. But we're fixing to find out.
No, it's not correct, but Max Stevenson is still your leader, and this is all messed up as there are 3 wide for second place. You got Joe Roberts on the outside, you got a 64 in the middle, and you had the 84 on the inside next to the wall. But they did get it straightened out. No harm, no foul. And these guys are going at it with only 5 laps to go. And there is another caution.
Oh, and that looks like that was going to be Andrew Hensley. I'm going to jump back and take a look at that, see what broke out on that one. Yeah, it looks like his car is just really fighting against him. He may have had some damage earlier, and it's just not working out in his favor.
Yeah, he smacked the wall grabbed him, and
put him on spin cycle. But he did do the hop and did stick the landing. So props for sticking the landing. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to play out now. I mean, Roberts was able to work up to the third position.
Yeah, he just has to get a better restart than he did last time. He tried to make a inside move to the 64, and he caught in that left rear tire, and that's what really sent him for a ride on that last restart. So give yourself a little bit more room there, Joe, and you can pull that maneuver off. Maybe this time, you can see that he does have a little bit of gap now, giving himself a little bit more room. You don't want to be too far back because the admins will look at to see if you jump the restart, and he is going to fight on the inside for that second position already. He may have it. We might see him do a little bit of slide job, and there he goes. He is in the second position. Mikhail Tuberville is going to fight back as he crosses the start-finish line, and Joe is going for the lead on the inside, but he does not have the momentum that he needs. Side by side as they go through the turn, I think that was turn 4. They are still side by side, first, second, third, right there underneath a blanket, but he lost a lot of momentum on that inside. They kept him trapped down on the inside with only 2 laps to go.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And here is the caution. Zeth Holly has crashed. So we're going to have one more attempt.
Ooh, that was... This is going to be intense. This is going to be an intense finish. You know what? For an intense finish, we need a good view. So I'm gonna change this right here, live in the middle. We're gonna get us a good view of how this is gonna play out.
Well, pretty intense battle for that first position. But like I said before, Joe has to be careful of how much room he leaves in between him and the car in front of him, because they could say he is trying to jump the restart. So definitely got to be careful of that. But what a good run.
So we're gonna sit there and get us a good little view. Yeah, I adjusted the cameras right there on the spot. Give everybody the best view of that finish, because I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty good shootout here between Max Kell and Joe. And Josh is coming to the picture. He's been real strong throughout this heat, or throughout this feature.
Yeah, Josh Bittner has definitely been really, really strong. As SDK wants to jump around again. But hanging out, you know, in that top 5 is going to be Mark Collins. And you said Josh Bittner is going to be on NTG's side, right?
I do believe that is correct.
And we are back green flag racing as Stevenson doesn't get the best jump, and here comes Joe Robert to the lead. And the yellow flag is out. It's going to be interesting where they scored Joe at the time of the yellow flag. And we are going to try it one more time, but Joe did possibly get second position.
Yeah, that restart looked a little rough towards the back. I don't know if somebody's wheel got away from him or what happened, but as you can see, Zeth Holly just powered through it. And it looked like the 75, 12, and a few other of them got involved in that one. But something I want to watch. Look at this jump, this restart that Zeth Holly got back there. That was amazing the way he shot out of there. He was not sleeping one bit.
Yeah, he looked like he got shot out of a cannon right there. All right, well, it looks like as the scoring came through on the yellow flag, it looks like they still have Joe Robert in the third position. So that's how close the battle was. So they had to go by the last scoring time, and that pretty much put everybody in the same exact place that they were. All right, let's see if we can't get a good view here as we are getting ready to go green again. Green flag is out. Joe gets another good jump, and he's going to go straight to the lead. This time he takes it. He took it with force on that restart, but they're going to fight right back. Oh, they get Tuberville and Stevenson get together just a little bit, touch wheels, but Joe Roberts has the run off the corner, and he's going to fight side by side as they take the white flag. This is it. This is for all the marbles, the last lap. Here comes Stevenson on the inside. Is he going to try to make the move? Nope. Joe blocks the lane, and he's going to come around turn number 4, and it's side by side.
Oh, it looks like Joe got point. Kale, Max, Josh,
Wow.
Mark, Derek. And I'll tell you what, Kale and Max was side by side.
That was a
oh,
crazy finish.
oh, Lordy, it's telling them side by side. It looks like it scored Kale in P2, but
Well, let's look at those unofficials. Well, it looks like on my end, the unofficial results is going to be Stevenson took second. Tuberville took third. Is that what yours says?
that's exactly what I'm saying. And look at the difference between that 1,000th of a second. Am I saying that right? That is.
Yes.
Wow. That is a small gap there. Well, we've talked to him all week, and we'll get around to Joe as he wanted up. But we're gonna holler at Kel. You know, that battle between him and Stevenson was one for the ages.
Definitely was. We'll definitely get him here in the booth, Kale, the man of few words. Let's see how he's feeling.
I believe we're gonna may have to track him down. Not seeing him in a Discord. You seen him somewhere?
He might be in the HCK.
Not over there. I done checked that one.
Yeah, I found him. He's in the other broadcast booth. All right, let's see if we can bring him over here.
Hey, if Kel's still in here, the broadcaster's looking for you.
Oh, we're gonna have to go to HCK broadcast booth.
All right, well, we'll jump over there to him.
Yep. Mr. Tuberville, this is Richard and Jeremy up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Man, you put on a heck of a finish on that last lap. You and Stevenson were side by side. He got you by 1,000th of a second. Man, talk us through that last lap.
I don't know that last lap. It was something else. It just them restarts once it got everybody back together. It was a mess. The track finally started getting racy there at the end, but that's the worst part about being second in the restarts is if you ain't right up on the leader's bumper, he's gonna take off from you. But if you're right up on him, everybody else behind you can get a run.
Yep.
Get you into the first corner. So
yeah, and that's definitely what happened because we saw the 16 just slide right by y'all on the low line. But it's still a fantastic race. You know, you brought home a third place finish. That's still going to be good points for HCK. So can't wait to see what the points look like. Probably going to be a close one.
I just hope I can get a win eventually. I'm getting tired of all these seconds and thirds.
I believe your time is coming. Well, podium finish, man. You earned the shout out. So the floor is yours, my friend.
My mama, my daddy, my sister, y'all for doing a great job broadcasting. HCK and Numb Thumbs for doing the league, and that's about it.
All right. Well, we will definitely see you, and we see you in other races. So we will definitely see you soon, my friend.
All right, thank y'all.
No problem.
All right, Dan Ford, appreciate the follow. You missed a good one, but go back and watch that replay. It is a finish for the ages on that one.
All right, so I do not see our second place finisher.
That I don't. So I'm gonna jump back over to the NTRL booth and let Joe have his moments of fame.
I totally jumped over and cut you off. All right, so let's bring him up to the booth. Oh, what happened?
I'm not sure. There he is.
Hello.
Mr. Joe Robert, you did it again. 3 in a row. Man, I'm tired of interviewing you. I'm going to let you interview yourself. Let's see how this works out.
All right. Well, I'll try to think of some questions that you would think of or try to get an answer to. But the restarts, I had them timed down pretty well. I noticed that Max was pretty much going pretty slow on the restarts and going right on green, so I was able to time the green down pretty well and allowed me to get a pretty good jump on the restart. And like Kale said, if you're in second, it can be a real pain when you're behind the leader because you're pretty much damned wherever way you go, pretty much. But it was a
Yeah.
tough race.
Well, there was one green flag that you did not time at the right moment because I saw you get into the left rear the left rear of Tuberville's ride because you're trying to cut down to the bottom and you just clipped his tire and it sent your car for a ride. So good recovery on that one, and that caution I think saved you just a little
It
bit.
it, it did, and I mean that's kind of why I was trying to start a little bit back. When I was starting back, I gave him about car length of room because on that restart where I hit him, that could have ended much worse for both of us than what it did. So I'm glad it didn't, turn out worse. Definitely could have, but yeah, I mean, just good restarts and got lucky. I'll say that.
Awesome. Well, you know
But
this field.
yep.
You got the race, so you get the shout outs, my friend.
All right. Well, first, shout out to Kale and Max. They ran a great race today. Kale, I'm sure he'll get that first win eventually. He's been driving absolutely great. Shout out to NTG and NTG, NTG and HCK for putting this on. All the people that support me in NTG. Shout out to Diz. I know he's watching. He's my leader of the fan club. I heard you talk about.
Yeah,
Um,
he's out there.
Shout out to
He's
everybody
cheering you on.
watching. Yeah, shout out to everybody watching, and yeah, just hopefully next week we can get more of the same. I think this is NTG's first official win in this, so time to get NTG on the board and start making a comeback.
Absolutely. You got everybody pretty much in, first, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Yeah, y'all pretty much got it locked down. So yeah, this is gonna be 3-1, and there's plenty of time to make up the other races. Y'all still have 8 races to go.
All right, as we said, like when I played tennis, we got rid of the donut. Now we got a long john. Let's go for number 2.
Well, all right, my friend. Well, that is gonna wrap us up. Your top 3, Jeremy. What else you got for us?
Man, I ain't got too much except next week it's going to be a real interesting one. Seeing how they are going to handle. Well, I'll tell you here in a minute how we're going to handle it. Actually, they're going to Laner, so nothing's going to be sponsored by Waycross Motor Speedway. So it's going to be a chance to see if NTG can make it a 3-2, and if they keep that momentum, I don't see a problem as them coming back and maybe tying it up by the time we get to Knox for Limeland.
Absolutely. Well, that is going to conclude our broadcast for this evening. So, on behalf of myself, Jeremy, here at Southern Broadcast Racing Network, uh, we definitely enjoyed the dirt racing tonight. Clean, fun racing. And we will see y'all next time. Hope y'all be safe and good night.
And y'all hang around because we're going to throw a raid to Atlanta Racing as they got some 87s rolling up at North Wilkesboro.
Ooh, Northwest Wilkesboro. I might have to tune in.
There's where we're going, so let's ride it out. Show them some love, SBRN.